Good morning. Oh my God. I tell you what, I get going and it's like, I'm just like a freight train. Um, okay. I found, I found this set of French novels um, on eBay. I was just looking at, antique French books or whatever. And oh my God, this set came up and I just had to have them. Aren't these adorable? I just think they're so cute. I'm not even going to try to read the titles. I do recognize a lot of the authors. So I'm thinking, because I don't speak French and I don't read French, but I certainly do love like French, stuff. But, um, well, lately, um, I do recognize some of the authors. So not all of them, but I think there's one Edgar Allan Poe here. You see it right there. But see, all the covers are the same. Each one has its own character, though. There was 24 books in the set, and there was 5 that were just like, I just didn't want to deal with them. I didn't want to make them into journals. I figured 19 was enough. So yeah, any of the ones that I felt were in good enough shape to survive being gutted and made into a journal, yeah, I did those. And so I did include a couple of the pages from each book. It's not necessarily from the exact title. I think what I did was I just took the book block from one of them and took it apart and put pages from that one into all of these. But yeah, so there are a couple of book pages in here too. And then let's see. So okay, I'll start at the beginning. All right, do over. Okay, so each one, they're all red, obviously. And then I did book corners on each one. I used either this one or that one. Okay, just kind of randomly. I think I did half with one and half with the other. And then I did a little book charm. So with a piece of ball chain, and then there's a couple of little bells on there. Those little like brass bells. They're kind of jingly. I love them. And a little heart, a little copper heart, and then a bead charm, like a wire wrapped bead charm. And each one has a faceted bead charm. Oh, some of them aren't faceted. Like this one is not a faceted bead, but it's a stone bead. It's some kind of stone. I think it's lapis or something. Anyway, so they all have that. And then I did a chain. Instead of doing ball chain, I just did like a piece of chain, okay, with a jump ring, a large jump ring on a hitch post, on a small hitch post. So that's a pretty sturdy closure. I added a little, I did a little extra chain on each one so that, if your journal gets really fat and you get a lot of stuff in there, you could, just with a pair of pliers, you could easily move the jump ring that's on there and extend this by maybe 3/4 of an inch. So you could make it, wider. And that's the only reason that I sometimes don't use this kind of closure, is because you're kind of limited in the amount of stuff you could get in there, I mean, these guys are kind of fluffy anyways. I mean, not super fluffy, but kind of, and it's hard to keep them closed with that unless there is stuff in it, you need the pressure to like hold it closed. Anyway, so yeah, so that's that. And then on the inside covers, the paper, the end papers were kind of blah, there wasn't anything special about them. So I cut apart a couple of my Cavallini and Company posters. One of them had like a travel theme, so I cut up that one, and then I cut up another one that was all colors, all the colors, and it's all in French. So I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't have enough to do all of them with that, so I did the travel one on the rest of them. Okay. And I love this. I might go buy a couple more of these posters from the shop that's like not too far from my house of the color. It's like this whole color chart, but all of the names of the colors are in French. Really, really cool. Anyway, I wanted to make tiles with those or something, or some kind of little tags or something. Anyway, maybe one of these days. Okay, and then I made these little pockets out of, it's actually like a heavy onion skin type paper. And the shape of this pocket, this was a template. I made a template out of another pocket that I got in some ephemera. And what it was is it's almost like a little French fry bag. But what it was this little envelope, and it had a pocket like this inside of it. And on the envelope, it said, put this in the new car. Like, I think that maybe it's a thing to like hold your registration or your insurance or something in your car. I don't know exactly, but I had like 3 of them. So I carefully took one of them apart and made a little template. And then I printed copies of just some other like French ephemera that I've scanned, like some ledger pages and stuff like that. And then I fussy cut each one of these pockets out and then glued them together. Just saying. So each one has one of those. And then, so this is the only one that has the larger map in it. Most of them have a smaller map. Let me show you one of the smaller ones because that's what most of them are. Hang on. Let's just switch and I'll switch to a different one. They're all very, very, very similar. Okay. So yeah, so there, see, there's the pocket. So if I really liked the end paper in the journal, then I glued the pocket on this page instead of that page because I didn't want to cover it up. So, you know, some of them, the pocket is glued on this side, some of it's glued on that side. But anyway, so I printed out, I have this little, it's a map of Paris. And so I printed it front and back. Okay, front and back in mini. And then folded it up real careful, and it's printed on that same onion skin paper, that same paper. Isn't that adorable? I love these little maps. And I really creased them super hard so they would, you know, lay really flat with my bone folder, you know. Anyway, so you get a little map of Paris in the front, and then I just added a couple of these little like little French vocabulary cards, okay, from you know, those boxes of old different language cards that you can get. So I put a couple of those in there. There's like 3 in each one, 3 or 4. And then I got an embosser from Signet Stamps. I got an embosser. So I gave you a little embossed 2 silver oranges gold seal. He didn't have any silver ones, so but I'm going to try to find some silver ones because I think that would be really cute. And I didn't want to presume to glue this in your book, but if you would like to glue this in your book, I would be honored. Anyway, so I just stuck one of those in each of the pockets because I thought it looked cute in there. And then you guys all suggested that I scan those collages that I did one night on camera. I made a video and showed, you know, doing some collage with all the French ephemera. And so I did scan them. I'm not selling the scans, but I did scan them. And so I printed some out and I just, you know, printed them off in a little bit larger format. I finally got the ledger size paper for my Epson printer. So I've been printing stuff on that because it's big and I got some nice paper for it. Anyway, so then I just put library pockets throughout, you know, the journal. There's like, you know, at least 2 or 3 library pockets, some ledger paper, you know, the same kind of paper I usually use, but And these are some actual pages from some actual French ledgers. And then I had a huge stack of end papers from different books that I've gutted. And I love them because they're always a nice texture of paper, and they're like usually heavier paper than what the book is printed on. So I always save those whenever I'm gutting books. I always just tear out the front and back flyleaf page. So I took a whole bunch of those and I folded them up, and because they're nice to use for mini journals. Anyway, so there's a bunch of them in here. And then this is a page from these beautiful books that I got from Forever French. These two red books that she had in her shop. And the pages are so nice. The paper is awesome. These books are super old, like 1860s or something. But the paper is still really sturdy. Like it bends and it creases and it's not even cracking at all. So, and then look at it. It's just so pretty that it's like kind of discolored and stuff. Anyway, so there's a couple pages from those books in here. This is just some old writing paper. It feels really cool. Some of that collage. And then I went a little crazy with the offcuts from these when I cut these down to put in the journals. I went a little crazy and whoops, hold on. Okay. And I just did all of these. So I was doing this with offcuts, and then I was like, whoops, hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay, it was glued shut a little bit. Anyway, I was doing it with just the offcuts, and then I didn't have enough offcuts to do the same quantity of these little foldouts in each journal. So I had to print off like 6 more pages front and back. Anyway, so I just did these little foldouts, and then there's 3 in each one, and they're all different. But then it has just a little like a little paper tag as the closure. So yeah, so isn't that cute? And that's glued on there though. Like it's glued on there. So and then I did a little thing on the back. So the eyelet, or excuse me, the whatever you call those things. It's not an eyelet. It's a brad. Yeah, I remembered. So that you didn't see the brad on the back. I just put a little circle on there. So anyways, I really had fun doing these. The spine just has the gauze bandage that I like to use. So you can kind of see it coming through. And there's 3 signatures in each one of these. And okay, oh, and this is a page from another French book that I got from Forever French, from Louise. It's like a directory. It's like some kind of industrial supplies or something like that. It's really cool. I love it. So this is one of the pages from the original book. See, it fits perfect in there. So, but look at how beautiful it is. It's all discolored and gorgeous. So let me know when you order your mini if you would like me to include a book block for you. And I will do that for the first 10 people that ask me. Okay. I want to save some of them to use in some book page packs later on down the road. But the first 10 people that ask me for the book block, I will send you a book block from one of these books. It's not going to match the cover of what you get, most likely. I mean, if I can, I'll do that, but you know, that's crazy. But I mean, they're all in a box, but I'll just send you one. Okay. If you want one, just ask me in the message on the order, and I'll send you a book block along with your journal. And then, because this can go first class, so that won't really increase the shipping cost at all. And then I have a whole bunch of other French ephemera that I have scanned, and I printed off a whole bunch of it. And I just included, you know, some of those because there wasn't enough to put, you know, cool ephemera in each journal. So I printed it and just, you know, put copies in these journals. And that's part of the reason that the pricing is lower than what I think it would have been if I had used the actual ephemera in all of these. I mean, I did use some, but you know what I mean? Like, since I printed off some of it, it's not as expensive. I don't know how to explain that, but I think that does have some bearing sometimes on pricing, right? So yeah, because I got a bunch of postcards, French postcards, and so I scanned a bunch of those and printed some. So, and look at this grid paper, isn't that cool? And then there's some scrapbook papers in here. I think, you know, like each signature has at least one piece of scrapbook paper. Hold on. I know these open. Sometimes the glue like leaked out a tiny bit. So yeah, I guess I was kind of in a hurry. Anyway, so I'll go through these and make sure that all of these are okay. I really had fun making those little flip outs though. Those little pieces that kind of flip out in different directions and stuff. And of course, you know, I put an envelope in the center of at least one of the signatures. And then I gave you a whole page from one of the new antique ledgers that I got recently. It's a French ledger. I don't think you guys have seen this one. I don't think I've shown it to anybody. It's a secret. I did get a shipment from her not long ago, and I just kept it to myself. But anyway, so this is some of that collage also that I scanned and printed on the onion skin paper. And this is a heavy onion skin. It's not like the regular super thin. It's onion skin paper that is like from the 70s, you know, so it's thicker and it's not like the real tissue thin stuff. Yeah, so then here's the last little flip out. Like I said, it's glued on there, so yeah, sorry, some of the glue might have gotten on places where it shouldn't have, but it's not a big deal. Okay, and then there's a library pocket in the back too. All right, so that's basically what they all look like inside. This one here is a little bit darker. Now there was a little bit of like mold on some of them, and I did clean them off. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is I treated these covers. I sprayed them all with a matte clear coat, and then I also very lightly, I know this is going to sound weird, but I took a clean rag and I kind of soaked it with mineral oil, which is actually sewing machine oil, but it is made with mineral oil. And I just kind of went over each one with that mineral oil. So after they were dry, after I sprayed them and stuff, because that just kind of helped to bring out the color a little bit. And I think it like really helped condition the fabric on the covers, because this is like a fabric cover. So I just, you know, so I did do that a little bit. So that's one thing that you can do. Like if you think that the color starts to sort of fade or something, or whatever, just take a little bit of mineral oil, and you can do this on any of your books. There's nothing wrong with that. Like it just kind of pulls the color back out, so you can see the richness of the color, and I personally think it's good for the books. Books like to be handled. The oils in your skin is really good for them, and that's what gives them that, like that patina, you know. When they don't get handled and they just sit on a bookshelf for 100 years, they have a tendency to dry out. So yeah, you could do that again if, you know, when you get this, if you want. But I did do that on each one of these already. Okay. I spent a lot of energy on these books. I really did. I wanted them to look really nice. I did some stitching around the covers of each one. So there's machine stitching all the way around each front and back cover, and then on the spine. Some of them have a little bit of extra stitching where I had to do some repair work on the spine. So this one has a real wide zigzag stitch along the front and the back of the spine, because I was like determined that I was going to save as many of these covers as I could. So yeah, so I like this one with that zigzag on the spine like that. There's only like 2 or 3 that have that. Yeah, this one does too. So, and then this one. So, and these were the most beat up. This one isn't that beat up, but the spine was for some reason. Anyway, so I think that's just about all I can say about these guys. I just love these little journals though. I think they're really, really pretty. And if I was a journaler, I would definitely be keeping one of these to write in. So because they are primarily, I would say, writing journals, for some reason, that's just what I've been doing lately. I really have gotten more into just doing like a, like a writing book, and with a junky kind of edge to it, So yeah, I think our styles change and develop, and so yeah, I think that is kind of starting to become part of my style. So, and I like it because I get to use those papers that I love, Anyway, so I also wanted to show you guys one other thing, something that I am working on. So I haven't listed these in my shop yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to. I want to see if there's any interest in them before I commit to putting them in my Etsy shop. So I picked up a few sets of these anagram letters. Okay, so they're different ones, but they're all embossed, and these are all wood. Okay, so these are all different sets of anagram letters. And then, of course, there's some Scrabble letters, but, and even this is an anagram that I did in a little metal bezel with some resin. Okay, so I cut it. It was on like a chipboard weight paper. So I cut it out, glued it in the bezel, and then I laid it in with some resin. And it's UV resin. Sue, one of my viewers / friends / customers, she sent me some charms that she made using that UV resin, and it's really cool. It's very, very, very cool. It's like yeah, it's super cool. You just need a UV light, or you need a sunny day to use it. But isn't that cool? Anyway, so I want to make some more like charms with that resin. Anyway, so I'm doing these book charms, and I was thinking about, doing different words, and I thought I could do names too. So like this one has 3 letters, and then it's got like 5 beads or 6 like beads or charms on it. So obviously it says fly, right? And then it has a little lobster clasp. So there's that one. And then this is just another one that I did. It says noted. And it's got, beads and charms and stuff too. So it's mostly the anagram letters. This one doesn't have a tile one or a resin one, but these anagram letters are not cheap. I'm just saying. They were not cheap, but I saw them and I was like, oh my God, I gotta have those. I need a bunch of those. So anyways, and then I just did like the wire wrapped bead charms and stuff with the bead caps and stuff. So what I would prefer to do, if anybody would like one of these, send me an email and let me know what word you would want on yours. And I would say, as far as pricing, I would do like this size. This just has 3 letters. So I would do that for like, I would say $20. And then, so that's like, I would say, so from 3 to 5 letters, I would call it $22. So $22. And that would be from 3 to 5 letters. And then this one has 5 letters. And so you can see, like, so it would be either that or that, you know. Oh, I don't know. Maybe this would be 20 and this would be 25. Okay. So let's do that. So 20 and 25. And then, you know, if you want more words or more letters, you know, that would go up like incrementally. So like if the word had 9 letters, then I would say, you know, $35 or something. You know, if it had 7, it would be 30. So for every 2 letters you would add, then it would be another $5. Okay. So basically I'm saying, like, you know, just because it takes so much time just to drill, like each one of these is drilled using the Dremel, and then I have a screw eye in the top, and you know, the time that it takes to wrap the beads and stuff. And these are all glass beads, by the way. Well, most of them. That one's not, but most of them are. The time that it takes to do the wire wrapping and all of that. So, you know, but I don't want to make up a whole bunch of them, hoping that these are words people would want, when I feel like, you know, maybe I should just ask you what words you would want, you know, or if you want a name. I thought, like, if you want your name, that would be cool too. So send me an email and let me know if you would like one of these, and then I'll send you an email back and give you a firm price on like what you're asking for. Okay. And any of the pricing on these will be before shipping. So shipping will be additional. So usually shipping for something first class like this, so this would have to go first class mail. I couldn't send it media. Usually that's going to be $5. So, and that's kind of like, you know, anything up to a pound. Actually, it's more like $6, but with PayPal, it would be about $5. So anyway, just let me know if you're interested in one of these little bead charms with a word made from my anagram letters. And I will be doing more of these. So these are super fast to do. Like, this only has to set in the under the UV light for like 2 minutes and it's done. I mean, how fast is that? That's so awesome. Normally when you do resin, like, you have to wait at least a couple days before it's really set. And man, this stuff is like a life changer, I tell you. And triple thick, huh, I'm done. Well, maybe, I don't know. So anyways, let me know. My email's in the description. My Etsy shop is in the description. And thank you guys so much for, you know, for checking out Ideas Times 2. I got such a good, you know, email from it's mostly Betsy, I think, that I'm emailing. But yeah, she said you guys were the bestest in the world. And, you know, and I appreciate that a lot. We got to support each other. That's really how I feel. And that's always going to be unconditional from me, just so you know. All right. I love you guys. And if anybody is interested in applying for the show and sell, you know, like segment or whatever, send me an email and I will send you an application. Okay. Just ask for it and I'll send you one. Yeah. So that's it. Okay. Love you guys. Bye for now.